So, okay. I think we're all here. Wala na nasa waiting room. So again, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Oh, turn on your webcam. Na, let me see. Kindly turn on your cameras. Pakibuksan, of course. The first, the good way to start na. It's a bright sunny day after rainy days. The same time, no, after All Souls Day and All Saints Day, it's a bright sunny day full of hope. And of course, picture muna tayo. No? Yan naman talaga. Dali, pakibuksan yung ano nyo. Mamaya kasi niyan, magmahina ng connection. May mga nawawala na, no? Nawawala na. Nilalamon na ng poor connection at least before we start. O, kindly open your cam. Mads. Ay, Mads. Where's my royal secretary? Joke, na? Justin, Avery, Raisa, John Kurt. Are you there? Kindly open your cam. Oh, yun pa na. Oh, it's my first time to see you on cam, John Kurt. Ne? Wow, what a nice house. Ne? Sana all, Joe. Then, Justin, Avery. Hello. Naghilamos na ba yung iba sa inyo? Iba nagpupunas pa ng muta sa mata. My goodness naman. Oh, hello, Christian. Wow, boys. It's so nice to see you, ne? Most of you have your haircut, I think. No? Bagay ninyo. Bagay ninyo. Ba, si Justin ata at si Avery. Yes. Wala yata. Oh, wait. Meron pang isa. Let's admit Jerry. Let's wait for your other classmates. Alam niyo naman, we need to accommodate everyone. Kindly open your cam. Come on. Larissa. Cam. You know naman, my policy. Ang wala sa picture, binabagsak ko. Ne? Una yon. Ikalawang policy. Ang mga pangit sa picture, binabagsak ko din. No? Ikatlo, yung mga nakasimangot sa picture, binabagsak ko din. No? Ganyan ang polisiya natin. Yung mga pogi at magaganda sa picture na nakasmile, plus 100, direct to the card. Ganun lang. Ganun lang yun. No? Oo, bahala kayo kapag ano. Oh, let's start. Ay, Avery. Ano? Bahala. Oh, let's start. Let's start. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Oh, another pose. Give your wacky pose. And 2, 3, and... Ay, Sian, paano na kasi yun? Paano na kasi yun? Paano? 1, 2, 3, and... Oh, another. 1, 2, 3, and... Oh, let's start na. Oh my goodness. Mamaya na, and I just hope and pray na mamaya yung iba nandyan pa. No? Hindi kayo unti-unti nalalagasan because of the poor connection. Oh, so how are you? Kamusta naman this past days? Ayos lang ba kayo?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oo, hindi naman binagyo. Wala namang ba nilipad? Na?
Sana naman po.
No roof, no tricycle, or no anything, no? Was taken by the storm. Okay, let's start. Let me do some share screen. Like what I said last time, we are already through with all our lessons. And then, the remaining days, Sir, piniem ko po kayo. Saan? Dali. Ano to? Wait lang. Okay. Sira daw ang cam, Avery. It's okay. Thank you. Now, we are already through with all our lessons. The remaining weeks, we have 8 weeks, 8 per every quarter. Ngayon, 3 lang yung topics talaga. Ang the last topic for English 9 for the first quarter is communicative styles. Kanya nga I'm not pressuring you. But what I want, enrichment lessons lang ito, just enjoy, no? Just to enrich, no? Pagyamanin ng knowledge ninyo. But I wish with the time that was given to you, as you can see, I was very lenient, very considerate, ne? Because gusto ko sana pumasa kayo lahat. Sana naman gamitin nyo yung time na binigay, the extended time, para kumpletuhin yung mga na-miss ninyo. I wish to commend some of your classmates sa talagang ginagawa yung mga na-miss nila. No, nakikita ko kasi nagno-notify through email. Diba si Avery yan, kinukumpleto niya yung kanyang mga miss requirements. Please do that for those. That's the same thing for the rest. Another thing, na kapag mahihirapan kayo, message nyo. O kung sabi ko na sa inyo, libre lang. No? Walang bayad. I will assist you. I will assist you kung paano. Some of you have already messaged me. I have already edited their script for the video on conditionals. I'm excited to see. Just remember what I told you last time. Be on your best attire, best dress, best appearance, best makeup, best everything. Okay? And last, before I formally start, as you can see, nagbibigay na ako ng feedback. When we say feedback, this is the reaction, the information on a certain topic. And what is the feedback about the performance ng mga nasa modular distance learning? I am already posting those who passed, those who perfected the activities, and those who have high scores. Sa online, wala pa. Bakit wala pa? Why is it that I'm not yet posting? Because I wish to give time and consideration doon sa mga hindi pa nakapag-submit para madami akong ma-include in your section, di ba? Walang magsasabi na, ay sana all. Hopefully, it may be an ambitious dream, but I'm hoping that all of you and included. Yung pag pinaskill ko, lahat ko lang buong 9 Hooke nandoon. No? It may be ambitious, but we are hoping. Mangangarap ka na lang, taasan mo na your target. And then like yung iba kasing target nila 75, pasado lang. Nagkulang sa effort. Ang grade nila 73, baksak ka pa rin. Taasan mo na yung pangarap mo, effort mo, libre na lang. Okay, let me do some screen sharing. On our lesson. Wait a minute. Share. All right, you see my screen? Nine Hooke, do you see my screen? Kindly react.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What
sir.
is my screen so that I know. It's a way of checking, mga anak. Ay, what's this? Wait, it's loading. I'm putting it in the presenter's view. Presentation view. All right, what can you see on my screen?
The importance of
The importance of English.
All right. Originally, this is a grade 10 topic. Sa grade 10 ko tinuturo ito. However, because this is an enrichment lesson and maybe next school year, so that when you will reach grade 10, you have more knowledge compared to your batchmates. That's why I'm sharing this to you. Especially when some of you will be asked, oh, why do you need to study English? Bakit ba kailangan pag-aralan yan? No? You have a good and convincing answer that you can share with your classmates or with any person who will ask you, what is the importance of studying the English language? Now, so to start with, I saw this in Facebook. One of my students itago natin sa pangalang Kenji Kindo. Do you know that student? Nice. Do you know that student? Yeah. And he posted, basta guwapo, bobong, mag-English na. My goodness. Anyone from the boys, do you agree? What's your reaction before I proceed? Do you agree? How
No,
about
sir.
Ivan, what is your opinion?
No, sir.
Do you agree with this?
No, sir.
Ivan?
No, sir.
About the others. Jenson?
No po.
Huh? Yes or
No,
no?
sir. No po.
Yes, you agree?
No, sir.
No. Oh, let's me hear from those. Oh, John Kurt, do you agree with this?
No, sir.
Why? Oh, yung iba, ha? Let me see. You have only very few boys, no? Nasaan na yung iba? I cannot see them from my presenters. Christian, do you agree? Anyway, you look handsome with your hairstyle. Come on, Christian.
No, sir. Mas
Why?
magaling po mag-English yung mga mapapakit, sir eh.
Oh, grabe ka naman, not necessarily. No?
Kasi kami, sir, Tagalog-English kami, mali-mali pa.
Not necessarily. Language speaking is a skill. Skill yan. And like any skill, practice makes perfect. Sanayan lang yan. No, actually nga, no, ay gusto ko nga mag-comment when I read this. No? Gusto ko nga mag-reply comment box. No? Bobo, sino nagsabing gwapo ka? Oo, sabi ko sanang ganyan. Ne? Bobo ka mag-English, pero that does not necessarily follow na nagwapo ka. Kasi meron ding pangit na hindi marunong mag-English, meron ding guwapo na marunong mag-English. The two are not related. There is no scientific link. Now, the bottom line of that is you might just be poor in English. That's why you do not like it. And instead of striving hard to improve it, wala. No? Now, let us start with this question. Using the graphics, the picture as your clue. If you develop English language proficiency, kagalingan, when you're proficient, it means you're good, competent, magaling ka magsalita sa English. When you develop your proficiency in using the English language, what is the short-term effect? What's the short-term effect for you? And if you lack the English language proficiency, meaning you're poor at English, what is the immediate short-term effect sa'yo? No. So these are the questions that I will ask after the discussion. So please, I'm already throwing the questions sa inyo so that you can prepare. Another question I will ask at the end of the discussion is, if you develop English language proficiency, and is the long-term effect? On the contrary, if you're poor in English, what is the long-term effect? Kanina short-term, this time long-term. Now, you have the pictures, use them as your clue later on at the end of the discussion. This will be your points, your recitation points. Your recitation will be your quiz. Now, some thoughts to ponder. Of all foreign languages, German, Spanish, Mandarin, why English? Why English? Specifically, why did DepEd chose to include English as a subject of study? Kadami-dami namang iba. No? If you will learn foreign language, why English? Why English? No? May I hear some thoughts before I proceed? What do you think is the reason? Anyone? You just
language, sir.
Raise hand function so that I can see you from my ano. Oh, Mads, come on.
Kasi po ito po yung international language natin yung ginagamit para makipag-communicate sa mga tao kahit sa ibang bansa, like mga foreign people.
You have a point there to say that English is an international language. Yes, correct. How about the others? One more from the boys. Come on, boys. Oh, Jason.
For me, sir, kaya po English po yung ginagamit. For me, sir, ito po yung pinakamadaling language na matutunan para po sa mga taong nahirapan po mag-English.
Depends also because not necessarily it is easier. No, it's easier. Well, let us just say in our case, since bata pa tayo during your childhood, at the early childhood years, you're already exposed to the language. Kanya nga, it's easy for you. No? Pero you try to learn a language at the latter part of your life. No, any foreign language is hard unless you have some motivation, effort, and determination to do so. Tandaan niyo to, na trivia. If a person does not fail to learn a language bago siya mag 12 years old, that is what you call the cut-off stage. No language will be learned easily. That is in biolinguistics. You have only, that is why if you're familiar with feral children, babies who were left into the wild like Tarzan. And so, they cannot hear human interaction, walang human language sila naririnig. What was acquired after some time? How do they behave? How do they talk? Wala. They act like animals. So without socialization, without interaction, pakikipag-usap, without exposure to language, our formation, development as human beings is not complete. It is not complete. You have, if you're interested, you can search in the internet a case study known as Ginny the Wild Child. Yan. At a very young age, in-isolate siya, wala siyang kausap. Ayun, wala siyang naririnig na human language, ni human sounds. That's why kahit na ano pang turuan siya after 12 years old, wala na. It's almost impossible for that child to learn a language. So depende. Now, why English? Let's go back to the sorry. For us to understand the importance of English, let's take a look at the story of English. This is a book written by 1992 by Robert McCrum, and the author laid down some facts about the English language. First one, English is currently one of the most widely spoken written languages, with some, how many? 380 million. Imagine, I think this number has already grown because this was in 1992 pa. Imagine if you can speak in English, you can talk, you can communicate with those million of native speakers, users. Your access. Another one. Because of the knowledge of English is required in many fields. It's required in many fields. Science, business, etc. Education ministries around the world. That is why you need to learn English. Now, here are some facts. The first one, it is the most widely used international language. I repeat, it is the most widely used international language, but let me correct a misconception here. Kasi narinig ko rin sa DepEd TV nung pinoproduce nila, sad to say. No? It is not the universal language. I repeat, English is not a universal language. For what do we mean when we say universal? Anyone, any human being in this planet, lahat, regardless of gender, nationality, status, etc., age, they can speak that language. That is not true because there are still people in this earth who doesn't speak English language. That is why you cannot regard it as a universal language, rather. Ito lang yung pinakagamitin na international language. Ibig sabihin, kalat siya. Almost 700 million people speak English as a foreign language. In fact, others, kanya nga because it is an international language, even other countries are studying it as a foreign language. 400 million people use English as their vocabulary as mother tongue. No? But not in distribution by other speakers as many Chinese. What language has the most number of speakers? Anong lengguwahe ang may pinakamaraming nagsasalita? Anyone?
Spanish, sir.
No?
Chinese?
No, try. It's not English.
Chinese?
Okay.
Mandarin.
What is the
sir.
most populous country? in the whole world?
China, sir.
Chinese po.
Exactly.
China.
Mandarin.
Kanya nga, if I were you, unsolicited piece of advice, nako, no, rather than bashing the Chinese people over West Philippine Sea, issues that we do not really know the story behind the story and the political rudiments of it. If I were you, just strive to learn Chinese so that you can learn how to communicate. Because with the trend nowadays, with the values, with the determination, and with the strategy of the Chinese people, I will not be surprised if few years from now, China will serve as the one of the most powerful countries, rivaling US and Great Britain. So, you want to access those people with power, you need to know the language of power. So aside from English, I suggest you study Mandarin. Now, another fact, many dictionaries, world's languages, English has the richest vocabulary. You have a lot of words in the English language. The Oxford Dictionary lang, 500,000 words. 500,000 technical, ibig sabihin, 500 pa, many millions, hindi pa nakakatalog. When we say catalog, hindi pa nalilista, hindi pa napiprint. There are some words that people use sa kanilang speech, pero hindi pa nalilista sa dictionary. The English language is dynamic, it's alive. Meaning to say, some new words are being invented. Take a look at the internet. No? Yung mga slang ninyo sa internet, chat. Someday, if this become permanent, they will land to the dictionary, which few years ago, they are not existing. Ganyan ka-alive ang English language. Another thing, it's the language of navigation. Who among you dream to become a pilot? Mga gustong magpiloto, mga flight stewardess, mga tourism, tour guide, etc. No? Flight attendant. If you want to enter those profession, those degree, you need to learn English kasi it's a language of navigation, paglalakbay. Na? Aviation, marine. Sino gusto mag-marine? Seaman. No? Overseas. You need also to learn English kasi nga it's an international language. And of Christianity. No? The ecumenical language of the World Council of Churches. A lot of religion use English aside from their mother tongue, aside from their national language. Kanya nga, imagine if you know English, you can communicate with all of the people in those. Another, of the 163 members na bansa na member ng United Nations, what is their official language? When we say official, pag maglalabas sila ng mga memos, ng mga kautusan, ng mga reports, sa balita, etc., anong language nila? It is English. Look at in our country, pag naglalabas ng batas, nakasulat ba sa Tagalog?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yung mga Republic Act natin, yung mga official reports ng government, pag ginugel mo, na mapa DepEd, mapa DBM, anumang sangay ng gobyerno, nakasulat ba sila in Tagalog?
No, sir.
Not necessarily. They are reported, they are written in English because it is the official language. It is easier to learn than any other language. Why? Because it is varied and alive. Another thing, look at this. Don't ever think that you have only one type of English. Kanya nga nagpapatayan kayo, wrong pronunciation. Yan, Well, my dear friends, my dear students, if you deepen your study of linguistics, you will discover that this book by Kachru, you have a lot of Englishes. Each country has developed its own version of English. What's the correct pronunciation? Money or money? What's the correct pronunciation? Money or money? Anyone? Come on, turn on your microphone.
Money po.
Money.
po.
Well, it depends. Because we are used, kasi nga historically, sinakop tayo, we're colonized by the Americans, we are used by American English, money. However, if you will go to Britain, UK, etc., you will not hear money, it's money. That is British English. British English. And you have also other types of English. Konglish, Korean English, Wenglish, no? English, Indian, Japanese, Japanese English, Spanglish, Spanish English, Russish, Russian English, no? Etc., etc. You have a lot. Kanya kapag ka naman narinig ninyo, halimbawa yung Indian, no? An Indian person, or Hindu, yung mga taga-India, ganyan sila mag-English. Well, sa'yo lang hindi, pero there's such thing as English, hindi, no? Indian English. Sa kanila tama yon because you have a lot of types of English variety. Ang tawag dyan, world Englishes. Ang dami-dami sa ngayon ng English. Another thing, English is a combination of many languages. There are words in English that are not originally English, but they became English words. You have some English words that originally, this will end in 10 minutes. Pasok ulit yan. In French, in Latin, in Greek. How do you know? Take a look at your dictionary. Look at the etymology. You will discover na yung origin ng word na yun, it's not in English, but it is in other languages. Kanyang English is a combination of many other languages. Hence, if you want to study foreign language, gusto matutong mag-German, mag-Spanish, mag-Japanese, mag-Korea, etc. Nihongo. You need to master English. It is a key. It is your tool. It is your door in learning other languages. I repeat, no? English is your key, no, in learning other foreign languages. English is a prerequisite. When you say prerequisite, requirement, unang requirement, no, language in learning other foreign languages. Questions so far before I proceed? Do you have questions? Ang dami-dami facts na yan, ha? Now, another thing. English is the language of the internet. And the most language used throughout the world on the internet is English. Why? Because the ones who develop the internet are English people. That's the primary reason. The media that make up the internet are overwhelmingly American in origin. Kasi nga sila nag-develop. And their mother tongue, their language is English. Although with modern technology now, and with the expansion of these companies like Google, etc., Microsoft, they are hiring people from other countries to translate their content. 4 factors determine the degree in which a given language finds use on the internet. Ano yung 4 na rason para ang isang lengguwahe, ang isang wika mapunta sa internet? 1, gaano kadami nagsasalita, the number of users of the language. 2, the extent of its use as an official language. Ginagamit ba ng mga government officials sa mga reports sa formal field ang lengguwaheng ito, ang wikang ito? The economic power of the language, do businessmen, economy, do they use that language? And the volume of information disseminated in that language. How much, gaano kadaming information, ang kaalaman, ang knowledge na nakasulat through that language. If these 4 are satisfied, then that language will land, will find its place on the internet. Another thing, it's the language of the academe. No? Ano bang aside from Filipino, no? English is being used to teach other subjects. Yun ang natawag mong medium of instruction of academics or subjects. What subjects? What are your subjects aside from my subject that uses English as a medium? Anyone?
Science po.
Ayan.
Math.
TLE.
Okay. TLE. Imagine, if you're poor in English, how will you understand the information written in those subjects? Kanya nga, naturally, if you're poor in English, poor in comprehension, naturally, pag mababa ka sa English, it follows. Mababa din ang performance mo, ang grade mo sa ibang subjects na ginagamit that those subjects who are using English as their medium of instruction. And it is the language of textbooks, journals, periodicals, manuals. Ang mga libro ninyo, especially international books, are written in English. Most books are written in English. How will you access? How will you understand? How will you use the information written in those textbooks kung hindi mo naintindihan? Mag-aaral ka paano mag-video editing. nag-search ka sa Google, nakasulat sa English. Yung unang word pa lang, hindi mo na alam. Can you learn the skill if you cannot understand the language in which the information was written? I doubt it. I do not think so. More than half of the world's technical scientific periodicals, when you will have your research, advanced information are written in periodicals, journals, nakasulat in English, such as this one, EBSCO, ProQuest, etc. And English is taught as a subject in college. Hindi kayo makakalusot hanggang college. You have a subject which is English. Senior high school nga lang, meron kayo. It is the language of medicine and law. Laws are penned in English. Ang mga Republic Act natin, ang mga batas, nakasulat in English. Medical terms, no? Sa medicine, bibili ka ng gamot, medical information, they are written in English. That's why you need to learn English. Or how will you understand the doctor's prescription if you do not know English? And it's the language of media. 5 of the largest broadcasting companies, CBS, NBC, ABC, BBC, CBC, transmit their information in English. Yung mga largest broadcasting companies, media companies, they deliver their information in English. It's the medium of 80% of the information stored in world's computers. No? Hindi lang sa net, even in computers. 80% of those content are in English. Language of business. All pilots, international flights identify themselves as English. 3/4 ng mga email communication ng mga workers na to are in English. And it's the language of the internet. Yung mga Facebook ads, no? Advertisement, Shopee, Lazada, while there is an option in Filipino. But if you are targeting foreign clients, you want dollars, you want other currencies, for you to earn money, you need to write your content, your advertisement in English. Global business requires literacy in English, and it is the language of the corporate world. Corporations across the globe use English. That is why in college, or if you will become a businessman, you have a subject, ang tawag sa subject na yon, business English. How do you use English in business setting? Ang tawag mo doon, business English. No? Questions so far? Questions? Let us end here because yung remaining time where I can see it. So I'll stop and then you enter again. Ha? I'll end the meeting, enter again kasi kesa sa maputo tayo. At least we have a good transition. I repeat, enter again using the same ID. Okay, so I'll end the meeting for a while. See you again.